Rift Valley politics. Former registrar of the judiciary, Madam Gladys Boss Shollei. Congratulations, and I think today you've been on the ground, you've seen what has happened. There's been a lot of fallouts within Jubilee, same to any other party. What do you think, or where do you think parties should begin in terms of bringing back the cohesion within parties so that they now take on the common enemy, who of course is the opposite partner in crime, that is the opposition? Yeah.
I think this is just is a party primary like any other. If you remember, we had the same situation in the past. People would go for the party primaries and the big parties would start first, and then there would be a fallout and people would move to other parties. The difference now is that people are not able to move to other political parties, but they are able to come out as independents. So it's the same fallouts that have always existed, except they've mutated in the name of independence.
You've been out there since you left the public office, but now you are seeking another one. There's hue and cry out there, the cost of living, of course, what they are saying, runaway corruption, issues that are saying the national cohesion. What do you think the Jubilee administration needs to do? Because unlike the opposition, who are promising when they get in, they'll make things different, the Jubilee is already in, and we have these issues. What do you think is the challenge, or which one do you think would be the biggest challenge for Jubilee administration?
I think what has happened, the Jubilee administration, you'd think about it this way. They've laid a good foundation. I think they have a clear picture of what needed to be done. Some of it has been done. What has not been done, they have to now sit back and say, what are we going to do to ensure we complete what we had put in our manifesto? And they start from a good ground, because they are in a position to know what ailed them and what was difficult. Whereas if you think about the opposition, they're just imagining that when we are there, this is what we'll do. It's one thing to say you will do this when you're out there, but it's another thing when you're actually in office and realize how tough it is, or how many variables exist in order to push any agenda. And for me, it's exciting because I do understand it clearly. I mean, I've been in the public service before, so I'm able to know how government programs are pushed, how you endeavor to ensure that they get acted upon, which ones have impact on people's lives, and what you can do to ensure that you alleviate some of the challenges that the people are facing. If
the issue of cohesion, we remember that we understand part of the politics that played out in Uasin Gishu were the issues of negative ethnicity, chaos as Nandis. So that is something that we cannot run away. How do you think the government needs to go about Jubilee should they get another opportunity? What do you think needs to be done so that this issue of negative ethnicity that continues to bring divisiveness in the nation, that has to be addressed, because it has featured prominently, and I'm sure you are alive to that fact now that you know what exactly played out in Uasin Gishu County.
I think during the campaign process, like any other campaign process, there will be negative issues that come out. It could be negative slander against a person. It could be negative campaigns. It could be destructive campaigns. That is part of the territory. So let's not make it look like it's something bizarre. As to the issue of the ethnic undertones that exist or existed during the campaigns in Uasin Gishu County, I don't think that is something to say the government has will do something about it. I think that is entirely in the hands of the people of Uasin Gishu County. They've gone through those problems before, and they have resolved them, and they have moved forward. And what I would ask is that I know that the people of Uasin Gishu know even it's a problem. And even if it's a problem, they're the ones who create it. So actually, they even know exactly what they should do. So I think it's a matter of now that the ugliest part of our election process, the first part of it, which is the party primaries, is now behind us. It's easier now for the leadership, all of us who have Jubilee nominees, it's our responsibility to go back there on the ground and call upon our people to unite. And I think we can do it as Jubilee nominees. It's not even an issue of the government, it's the Jubilee nominees.
In a nutshell,
Yes.
The opposition yesterday came out with a very strong message talking of 10 million strong. They are talking about numbers. When Jubilee was launching their smart card and they urged members to go out there and push for the numbers, everybody is saying numbers don't lie. When you look at 2013 and 2017, do you foresee this contest whereby it will be close to call, or there will be what the deputy president says day and night, there will be that parallel? Whoever wins, do you think it will be overwhelming, or do you think it will still be a tight race just like 2013?
I think for me what I'd say is that the Jubilee government, being an incumbent, stands a great chance. And I know that they have a chance to win. That's exactly why I'm in Jubilee. I never join a losing team. So I know that we're going to win as Jubilee. But I also think in terms of talking about the numbers, let's get started with the second phase of the campaigns, and then we'll talk about numbers. Because I think the opposition is talking about it from a stadium. And it's very easy to say that. It's only when you actually start the campaign process that you realize. When I was campaigning personally, I kept telling people, I want to win their souls, I want to win their hearts. I want them to believe in my vision. That is the only way you can be sure that they'll vote for you. Because when they get into that booth, you don't know who they're going to vote for. Even you can tell me, Gladys, I'm going to vote for you, but when you get into that booth, I can never be sure. And that is why I think it is this phase of the campaigns that we will focus as Jubilee nominees to get people to believe in Jubilee, to give Jubilee a second chance to finish the program that it began. And I think if we do that effectively, then we'll be in for a landslide.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Michelle. That is, I don't know whether